headphones weren't turned on, so I didn't know that I was speaking to you guys. You guys couldn't hear me. Um. Anyways, what I was saying was day 3 of certification, and I am eating my bowl of cereal. It's 5:23 a.m. from where I am, and just gonna watch a little video. After that, we're gonna continue. Hopefully, in the next 2 3 minutes, I'm gonna finish my bowl. Anyways. Man, that was a good video. Anyways, enough time wasted. Um, yeah. What? Eh? 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 What? I lost my entire module too. What? Is it because I didn't save it? I mean, it's supposed to be autosave, isn't it? Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Forgot my own structure. This is the structure. Lol. Anyways, that's I don't know why there's space over here. This. So section 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't recall there being 4 sections in the module. No, there were eight sections. My bad. Yeah. I'm just a little hazy at the moment. Man, I just fucking woke up, man. Just give me a time. Now we are on to the next section, which is section 5, HTTP methods and codes. This is gonna be an interesting one. Or quite hopefully.
Known streaks issue. HTTP supports multiple methods for accessing a resource. In the HTTP protocol, several request methods allow the browser to send information, forms, or files to the server. These methods are used, among other things, to tell the server how to process the request we send and how to reply. We saw different HTTP methods used in the HTTP requests we tested in the previous sections. With curl, if we use v to preview the full request, the first line contains the HTTP method, e.g. get/http/1.1, while with browser devtools, the HTTP method is shown in the method column. Furthermore, the response headers also contain the HTTP response code, which states the status of processing our HTTP request. Request methods. The following are some of the commonly used methods. Method description. Get requests a specific resource. Additional data can be passed to the server via query strings in the URL, e.g., param equals value. Post sends data to the server. It can handle multiple types of input, such as text, PDFs, and other forms of binary data. This data is appended in the request body present after the headers. The post method is commonly used when sending information, e.g. forms/logins, or uploading data to a website, such as images or documents. Head requests the headers that would be returned if a GET request was made to the server. It doesn't return the request body and is usually made to check the response length before downloading resources. Put creates new resources on the server. Allowing this method without proper controls can lead to uploading malicious resources. Delete deletes an existing resource on the web server. If not properly secured, can lead to denial of service, DOS, by deleting critical files on the web server. Options returns information about the server, such as the methods accepted by it. Patch applies partial modifications to the resource at the specified location. The list only highlights a few of the most commonly used HTTP methods. The availability of a particular method depends on the server as well as the application configuration. For a full list of HTTP methods, you can visit this link. Note, most modern web applications mainly rely on the GET and POST methods. However, any web application that utilizes REST APIs also rely on PUT and DELETE, which are used to update and delete data on the API endpoint, respectively. Refer to the Introduction to Web Applications module for more details.
Okay.
Response codes. HTTP status codes are used to tell the client the status of their request. An HTTP server can return 5 types of response codes. Type description. 1XX provides information and does not affect the processing of the request.
This is information.
2XX returned when a request succeeds. 3XX returned when the server redirects the client. 4XX signifies improper requests from the client. For example, requesting a resource that doesn't exist or requesting a bad format. 5XX returned when there is some problem with the HTTP server itself. The following are
Okay.
some of the commonly seen examples from each of the above HTTP method types. Code description. 200 OK returned on a successful request, and the response body usually contains the requested resource. 302 found redirects the client to another URL. For example, redirecting the user to their dashboard after a successful login. 400 bad request returned on encountering malformed requests such as requests with missing line terminators. 403 forbidden signifies that the client doesn't have appropriate access to the resource. It can also be returned when the server detects malicious input from the user. 404 not found returned when the client requests a resource that doesn't exist on the server. 500 internal server error returned when the server cannot process the request. For a full list of standard HTTP response codes, you can visit this link. Apart from the standard HTTP codes, various servers and providers such as Cloudflare or AWS implement their own codes.
Okay. Cool. So the most important bit of this entire section was the part where this was being discussed. Your type and description. So instead of like typing it one by one, I just decided to take screenshots, just to make it easy. Again, these notes are like for my own end. Like when I try to revise the module, I'm just gonna go through my notes, and if I feel like there's something that I should look into in more detail again, I'll either Google it or open up the module at the end and see if more information about the specific topic is available. If not, I'll just Google it and learn more. This is how I do it. I mean, I think this is a good approach. If anyone finds a better approach, I would appreciate it. They can write it down in the comments. Anyways, the most important bit was your response codes types. That is what the 1x6, 2x6, 3x4, and 5x6 show. And it's the way they've described it, or the way they've categorized it. I mean, category was already there, but the way they've described the categories is really well. Is really well done. 1x6 provides information and does not affect the processing of the request. So, I mean, unclear what information it provides, but we're sure that it doesn't interfere with the request. For example, okay, they don't have an example for 100. Cool. The 200 return when a request succeeds. We all know 200. Okay, response code. My bad. Sorry. 3x return when the server redirects the client. Like 301, the resource was moved permanently. 302 redirects to another URL. Yeah. 400 is when the error is from the client side, like bad request, something like that, or even forbidden, etc. Bad request forbidden, not found. The client resource doesn't exist on server. Cool. And then there's 5x6, which is the issue from the client's server side. So when there is at some point some problems with the server with the HTTP server itself, when your internal server, yeah, I've seen that before. Cool. Uh, this was a good explanation. Something that I've been looking to, something that I have. Um, s- I've been looking for this information for a while now. Yeah. Sorry. Anyways, on to the next section. So now we only study get, post, and the CRUD API. Okay. I guess we have two, like we have a whole section dedicated to get and post, but not any other uh method, which I guess makes sense. Um, but it's pretty much like post. Um, delete it again, just like post. You deleting a file is essentially just making sure that we rewrite the entire thing without that specific part of the resource. Like if you want to delete line 5 out of a 10-line code, all you have to do is rewrite the code, but just forget to write that line. So rewrite the code, all 10 lines, and then get rid of the fifth line, and then post that 9-line new code, and that basically would act like delete. Okay? I'm not so sure what patch does though. Apply the partial modifications to the resource at specified location. So does this partial modification stick? Does it stay, or is this like a copy? Not sure. Uh, anyways, let's get to get. Create a new section again. And 6. Get. Uh, Anyways.
Known streaks issue. Whenever we visit any URL, our browsers default to a GET request to obtain the remote resources hosted at that URL. Once the browser receives the initial page it is requesting, it may send other requests using various HTTP.
Just waiting for the Azan to finish, then I can continue. Oh, perfect.
Whenever we visit any URL, our browsers default to a GET request to obtain the remote resources hosted at that URL. Once the browser receives the initial page it is requesting, it may send other requests using various HTTP methods. This can be observed through the Network tab in the browser DevTools, as seen in the previous section. Exercise: pick any website of your choosing, and monitor the Network tab in the browser DevTools as you visit it to understand what the page is performing. This technique can be used to thoroughly understand how a web application interacts with its backend, which can be an essential exercise for any web application assessment or bug bounty exercise. HTTP Basic Auth. When we visit the exercise found at the end of this section, it prompts us to enter a username and a password. Unlike the usual login forms, which utilize HTTP parameters to validate the user credentials, e.g. post request. This type of authentication utilizes a basic HTTP authentication, which is handled directly by the web server to protect a specific page/directory, without directly interacting with the web application. To access the page, we have to enter a valid pair of credentials, which are admin in this case. Once we enter the credentials, we would get access to the page. Let's try to access the page with curl, and we'll add I to view the response headers. Get D1550 LV3D at HTB/HTB $curl I HTTP URL. HTTP/1.1401 authorization required. Date, Monday, February 21, 2022, 13:11 and 46 seconds GMT. Server, Apache/2.4.41, Ubuntu. Cache control, no cache, must revalidate, max age equals 0. www authenticate, basic realm equals access denied. Content length, 13. Content type, text/HTML, charset equals UTF-8. Access denied. As we can see, we get access denied in the response body, and we also get basic realm equals access denied in the www authenticate header, which confirms that this page indeed uses basic HTTP auth, as discussed in the headers section. To provide the credentials through curl, we can use the U flag, as follows. Get D1550 LV3D at HTB/HTB $curl U admin HTTP URL. Doc type HTML. HTML lang equals n. Head. Snib. This time we do get the page in the response. There is another method we can provide the basic HTTP auth credentials, which is directly through the URL as username password at URL, as we discussed in the first section.
That's what I
If
was
we
thinking.
try the same with curl or our browser, we do get access to the page as well. Get D1550 LV3D at HTB/HTB $curl HTTP URL. Doc type HTML. HTML lang equals n. Head. Snib. We may also try visiting the same URL on a browser, and we should get authenticated as well. Exercise, try to view the response headers by adding I to the above request, and see how an authenticated response differs from an unauthenticated one. HTTP authorization header. If we add the V flag to either of our earlier curl commands. Get D1550 LV3D at HTB/HTB $curl V HTTP URL. Asterisk trying server_IP port. Asterisk connected to server_IP, server_IP, port, number 0. Asterisk server auth using basic with user admin. Get/HTTP/1.1. Host, server_IP. Authorization, basic IRTA46 IRTA4 equals. User agent, curl/7.77.0. Accept,
If
/
I just save that,
asterisk mark bundle as not supporting multi-use. HTTP/1.1200 OK. Date, Monday, February 21, 2022, 13:19 and 57 seconds GMT. Server, Apache/2.4.41, Ubuntu. Cache control, no store, no cache, must revalidate. Expires, Thursday, November 19, 1981, 8:52 and 0 seconds GMT. Pragma, no cache. Vary, accept encoding. As we are using basic HTTP auth, we see that our HTTP request sets the authorization header to basic IRTA46 IRTA4 equals, which is the BASE64 encoded value of admin. If we were using a modern method of authentication, e.g. JWT, the authorization would be of type bearer and would contain a longer encrypted token. Let's try to manually set the authorization, without supplying the credentials, to see if it does allow us access to the page. We can set the header with the H flag, and we'll use the same value from the above HTTP request. We can add the H flag multiple times to specify multiple headers. Get D1550 LV3D at HTB/HTB $curl H authorization, basic IRTA46 IRTA4 equals HTTP URL. Doc type HTML. As we see, this also gave us access to the page. These are a few methods we can use to authenticate to the page. Most modern web applications use login forms built with the back-end scripting language, e.g. PHP, which utilize HTTP post requests to authenticate the users and then return a cookie to maintain their authentication. Get parameters. Once we are authenticated, we get access to a city search function, in which we can enter a search term and get a list of matching cities. As the page returns our results, it may be contacting a remote resource to obtain the information, and then display them on the page. To verify this, we can open the browser DevTools and go to the Network tab, or use the shortcut Ctrl+Shift+E to get to the same tab. Before we enter our search term and view the requests, we may need to click on the trash icon on the top left, to ensure we clear any previous requests and only monitor newer requests. After that, we can enter any search term and hit enter, and we will immediately notice a new request being sent to the backend. When we click on the request, it gets sent to search.php with the get parameter search equals LE used in the URL. This helps us understand that the search function requests another page for the results. Now, we can send the same request directly to search.php to get the full search results, though it will probably return them in a specific format, e.g. JSON, without having the HTML layout shown in the above screenshot. To send a GET request with curl, we can use the exact same URL seen in the above screenshots since GET requests place their parameters in the URL. However, browser DevTools provide a more convenient method of obtaining the curl command. We can right-click on the request and select Copy as curl. Then, we can paste the copied command in our terminal and execute it, and we should get the exact same response. Get D1550LV3D at HTB/HTB $curl HTTP URL. H authorization, basic IRTA 46 IRTA 4 equals. Leeds, UK. Leicester, UK. Note, the copied command will contain all headers used in the HTTP request. However, we can remove most of them and only keep necessary authentication headers, like the authorization header. We can also repeat the exact request right within the browser DevTools, by selecting Copy as fetch. This will copy the same HTTP request using the JavaScript fetch library. Then, we can go to the JavaScript console tab by clicking Ctrl+Shift+K, paste our fetch command and hit enter to send the request. As we see, the browser sent our request, and we can see the response returned after it. We can click on the response to view its details, expand various details, and read them. /1 spawns left. Waiting to start. Questions. Answer the question, S, below to.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and look at me with it. Command to begin right click on okay, this is an interesting part of it. So, from Okay, this is like an exercise. Okay, I'll have to open my virtual box for this. Mm, 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 mm. वही कर देता ऐसे ही ठीक है इसको कॉपी कर लिया This is what seems to be broken as it turns incorrect results. It's rather difficult to see what it is that is sending when you search. Is you scroll to search for flag and opening in the flag. अच्छा अभी एक काम तो ये हो सकता है कि हम ब्राउज़र खोलें Must seems to be broken, and it returns incorrect results. Use the browser dev tool to see what is the request is sending when we search, and use scroll to find the flag for flag. The request it is sending when we search is basically um take a not develop yeah it was look copy value as fill कर लो इसको हम्म, हाँ चल रहा है तो कुछ लाग ही नहीं दिया उसने हाँ तो हेडर्स देखने हैं अगर डैश आए तो लिखो वो कुछ रिक्वेस्ट लाग ही नहीं दे रहा हाँ हाँ सॉरी डैश आई HTTP बोल रहा है 200 आ गया हम्म, मैं भूल गया व्हाट flag view on body uh when using dash up up and out image response with the use output to step take दिया step पता नहीं पूछते क्या है, आता क्या है response says please use curl use rather difficult to see what is the requested is sending when you search and use curl to search for flag where is the cheat sheet again so I can ouch curl a help menu bad request download file request response details dash v it uh, dash v सारे v डाल दो उसमें so request के अंदर हमने भेज दिया response completely sent off connection host left intact please use curl that's literally what we're getting 94.237.4 42 left intact I'm a little confused this be broken as a turn हमने करना क्या था like that was okay so the answer was Leeds and Leicester and if I were to write something like for example I can use this over here give it a this search for um Delhi it would still return it's still returning Leeds UK and Leicester Garage Leicester UK which is very nice and the response says please use Girl and apparently the job is to find and use curl to search for flag and obtain the flag. I've already seen every single um, set user agent authorizations, set request headers, get the uh, ask get parameters. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. It's already part of it. You're already setting the authorization basic. Doing this. I don't understand. I can get rid of all of these things. Still returns the same stuff. Connection to host left intact. London, UK. Apparently, I don't see any flag. And there's just already. I'm getting the correct answer. No, I don't get an answer this time. Right, right. Okay. So, some unknown reason. Uh, I don't get any response, unfortunately. Hmm. So it's only when I write London I get a response London, UK. So ridiculous. I don't see any flag though. Will you update a flag? What? I didn't get any flag. Students need to supply credentials and admin and whatnot. Search slash test. Once students identify the quest, they need to right click on it and click on copy, which I did. Other students have obtained this quest as a curl command. Then they can take multiple objectives to search the flag. For example, students can use the traditional browser credentials. That literally what they want me to do. They want me to search for. Oh my god, they really wanted me to write flag. What? Oh my, it literally says to search for flag. My god, I'm an idiot. Okay, I'm an idiot. Okay, my bad. This one was my bad. But it says and you scroll to search for flag. And I was like, okay, you look for flag. And then no, you the search right, literally write search flag and it should get the flag. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. My bad. My bad. Oh my bad. Just stupid, so stupid sometimes. Ridiculous. Anyways, I'm gonna be back in 2 minutes. Need to drink some water. I'm getting addicted to this
Known streaks issue. In
voice.
the previous section, we saw how GET requests.
Back to OBS. Okay. This is chapter 2. We can resize this. Cool. This There you go. Mhm. Time for section 7. Is post. Very nice. So let's
May be
read it
used by
now.
web applications for function. Unlike in the previous section, we saw how GET requests may be used by web applications for functionalities like search and accessing pages. However, whenever web applications need to transfer files or move the user parameters from the URL, they utilize POST requests. Unlike HTTP GET, which places user parameters within the URL, HTTP POST places user parameters within the HTTP request body. This has three main benefits. 1. Lack of logging, as POST requests may transfer large files, e.g. file upload, it would not be efficient for the server to log all uploaded files as part of the requested URL, as would be the case with a file uploaded through a GET request. 2. Less encoding requirements, URLs are designed to be shared, which means they need to conform to characters that can be converted to letters. The POST request places data in the body which can accept binary data. The only characters that need to be encoded are those that are used to separate parameters. 3. More data can be sent. The maximum URL length varies between browsers, Chrome/Firefox/IE, web servers, IIS, Apache, Lynx, content delivery networks, Fastly, CloudFront, Cloudflare, and even URL shorteners, bit.ly, mzn.to. Generally speaking, a URL's length should be kept to below 2000 characters, and so they cannot handle a lot of data. So, let's see some examples of how POST requests work, and how we can utilize tools like curl or browser DevTools to read and send POST requests. Login forms. The exercise at the end of this section is similar to the example we saw in the GET section. However, once we visit the web application, we see that it utilizes a PHP login form instead of HTTP basic auth. If we try to log in with admin, we get in and see a similar search function to the one we saw earlier in the GET section. If we clear the network tab in our browser DevTools and try to log in again, we will see many requests being sent. We can filter the requests by our server IP, so it would only show requests going to the web application's web server, i.e. filter out external requests, and we will notice the following POST request being sent. We can click on the request tab, which shows the request body, and then click on the raw button to show the raw request data. We see the following data is being sent as the POST request data. Code, bash. Username equals admin and password equals admin. With the request data at hand, we can try to send a similar request with curl, to see whether this would allow us to log in as well. Furthermore, as we did in the previous section, we can simply right-click on the request and select copy as curl. However, it is important to be able to craft POST requests manually, so let's try to do so. We will use the xpost flag to send a POST request. Then, to add our POST data, we can use the D flag and add the above data after it, as follows. POST D1550 LV3D at HTB/HTB $curl xpost D username equals admin and password equals admin HTTP URL. Snib. M type a city name and hit strong enter /strong/m. Snib. If we examine the HTML code, we will not see the login form code, but will see the search function code, which indicates that we did indeed get authenticated. Tip: many login forms would redirect us to a different page once authenticated, e.g. /dashboard.php. If we want to follow the redirection with curl, we can use the L flag. Authenticated cookies. If we were successfully authenticated, we should have received a cookie so our browsers can persist our authentication, and we don't need to log in every time we visit the page. We can use the V or I flags to view the response, which should contain the set cookie header with our authenticated cookie. Post D1550 LV3D at HTB/HTB $curl xpost D username equals admin and password equals admin HTTP URL. H with our authenticated cookie, we should now be able to interact with the web application without needing to provide our credentials every time. To test this, we can set the above cookie with the B flag in curl, as follows. Post
Okay, so we can just
D1550
use.
LV3D at HTB/. We may also try the same thing with our browsers. Let's first log out, and then we should get back to the login page. Then, we can go to the Storage tab in the DevTools with Shift plus F9. In the Storage tab, we can click on Cookies in the left pane and select our website to view our current cookies. We may or may not have existing cookies, but if we were logged out, then our PHP cookie should not be authenticated, which is why we get the login form and not the search function. Now, let's try to use our earlier authenticated cookie, and see if we do get in without needing to provide our credentials. To do so, we can simply replace the cookie value with our own. Otherwise, we can right-click on the cookie and select Delete All, and then click on the and icon to add a new cookie. After that, we need to enter the cookie name, which is the part before the equals, fpsessid, and then the cookie value, which is the part after the equals, C1NSA60P7VTK7KD7BADF1. Then, once our cookie is set, we can refresh the page, and we will see that we do indeed get authenticated without needing to log in, simply by using an authenticated cookie. As we can see, having a valid cookie may be enough to get authenticated into many web applications. This can be an essential part of some web attacks, like cross-site scripting. JSON data. Finally, let's see what requests get sent when we interact with the city search function. To do so, we will go to the Network tab in the browser DevTools, and then click on the trash icon to clear all requests. Then, we can make any search query to see what requests get sent. As we can see, the search form sends a post request to search.php, with the following data. Code, JSON. Search:_London. The post data appear to be in JSON format, so our request must have specified the content type header to be application/JSON. We can confirm this by right-clicking on the request, and selecting Copy Request Headers. Code, bash. Post/search.php http/1.1. Host, server_IP. User agent, mods. Indeed, we do have content type, application/JSON. Let's try to replicate this request as we did earlier, but include both the cookie and content type headers, and send our request to search.php. Post D1550 LV3D at HTB/HTB $curl_x post D search:_London B fpsessid equals C1NSA60P7VTK7KD7 BADF1 H content type, application/JSON HTTP URL. London, UK. As we can see, we were able to interact with the search function directly without needing to log in or interact with the web application front end. This can be an essential skill when performing web application assessments or bug bounty exercises, as it is much faster to test web applications this way. Exercise: try to repeat the above request without adding the cookie or content type headers, and see how the web app would act differently. Finally, let's try to repeat the same above request by using fetch, as we did in the previous section. We can right-click on the request and select Copy as fetch, and then go to the Console tab and execute our code there. Our request successfully returns the same data we got with curl. Try to search for different cities by directly interacting with the search.php through fetch or curl. /1 spawns left. Waiting to start. Questions. Answer the question.
I don't know. During an FP session, do a valid login and then use the cookie search for the flag. Do a JSON post request search of PHP. लाइट बंद करने का पॉइंट क्या है भाई? In a session, scroll to search for the and to keep it scroll to search for the flag to a JSON post request to search it. And then use the cookie to search for the flag to a JSON post request. So they want me to use the JSON post request to search.php. But वो वहीं बना रहेगा for some reason, I guess. Oh, yeah. Just go to this window now. Close this, I guess. Cool. Um, directly hit it. I get city search. Control Shift. Oh wow. Okay. Um, I would rather want to view the resource was not found. 8 बजे. हाँ ठीक है 8 बजे. admin. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to copy as fetch. Good. That's credentials include. Mm-hmm. I mean, they just want me to look for a session cookie. I believe I already have. There we go. As soon as I logged in, I was able to get a cookie. Obtain a session cookie for valid login, and then use the cookie with curl to search for the flag to a JSON post list. Oh, so we're supposed to curl. Oh, I think I already have. So we curl x post and using search for the flag to a JSON post request to search.py. I've kind of forgotten what parameters we were to use for cookie. Yeah, send post with JSON data. There we go. Data content application. Search a PHP. Nope. Dash p. There we go. So we use the dash p command, and now we pass in copy all. Oh, I oh, why it's being copied as JSON is there we go. Oops. There we go. The data that I want to post is essentially what am I supposed to search for? And search for flag to JSON. Search for the flag. I'm gonna write flag again because that's what happened last time. And header as in the type and then type should be uh application JSON. Application JSON. Curl this application JSON and HTTPS. We keep forgetting. What have I done? Never. I guess I'm gonna copy everything. 94 dot 37 dot 53 dot 2 4041 67. Right. HTTP and go to search.php because I believe that's right. So post makes to search.php and also dash pb. Okay. Somehow I got the bad request error. Your browser sent a request that the server could not understand. Shutting down the connection. Why would it shut down the connection? Bad request was being sent. What did I do? I did search. Ouch, ouch, ouch. I did search. Lag. I picked up. Let me get rid of the headers. Valid authentication cookie is required. The authentication cookie has expired and so I guess we are again. Mm, 94 to 37, 53, 2, 4, 1, 5, 6, 7. I got the cookie. I think when we're doing the post command, then we have to write. Oh, I think I know what it's wrong. X post dash D. Dash E dash H First, content type inside JSON. H cookie. With here. That cookie, and then I think I know what the problem is. Uh, Copy value is curl. Um, eh, I didn't get anything. I didn't get any flag though. Content type is application.json. Curl dash s dash w backslash n. Oh, search lag bro. I don't get any flag, unfortunately. For some reason I can't get the flag. I really don't get the flag. मुझे flag मिल ही नहीं रहा भाई. पहले जबकि मैं वही रहा हूँ जो ये कर रहा है. ये रिक्वेस्ट बना के भेजी थी मैंने भाई. सर्च फ्लैग बनाया. एडी भेजी. कंटेंट टाइप डाल दिया. ये भी नहीं दे रहा. पता नहीं क्या है. ये तो करा है मैंने. कर्ल करा. डैश एस डैश डब्ल्यू करा. ये डाल दिया. इससे भी फर्क नहीं पड़ता. बोल जो. भाई इसने डिसाइड कर लिया मुझे नहीं मिल जाएगा. रेफरल क्यों दे रहा नहीं चाहिए भाई। अब दे दिया उसने फ्लैग। व्हाट? उसको इतनी सारी चीजें दी तब फ्लैग नहीं दिया इसने। ओके ब्रो। दिस इज जस्ट रिडिकुलस भाई, मतलब ज्यादा ज्यादा हेडर्स दिए उसने, फ्लैग नहीं दिया। मैं हेडर्स रिमूव, अच्छा रेफरल की वजह से हो सकता है मसला कर रहा हूँ। Could be because of the referral thing. Uh, let me submit this and get next part. But I want to try the same thing again, but without content type का मसला नहीं था, except encoding with क्या गया। नहीं, ये फ्लैग भी मसला नहीं कर रहा था। It was user agent का मसला था। मैंने यूजर एजेंट आया, फ्लैग आ गया। तो जो सबसे बड़ी रिक्वेस्ट करी थी मैंने, yep, but the user agent was the issue. Although I don't understand why. Why is it कि वो जब उसको बता रहा है कि वो इधर से आया है तो उसको नहीं दे रहा। खैर, पता नहीं। तो बोलता है ये वाला फ्लैग देता हूँ तो नहीं देता, इस वाले फ्लैग के बगैर देता हूँ तो दे देता है। तो वो फ्लैग इशू कर रहा है इसको कोई, अब क्यों कर रहा है मेरी समझ में नहीं आया इतना। पोस्ट में ऐसे कुछ था नहीं। आई मीन कमांड ही लिख दो, कमांड में दी। Nice. Right. Now we are at CRUD API. Last section, and then we are officially done with this
S.
module.
Below to complete this section and earn cubes.
Yeah.
Target. S. Click here to known streaks issue. We saw examples of a city search web application that uses PHP parameters to search for a city name in the previous sections. This section will look at how such a web application may utilize APIs to perform the same thing, and we will directly interact with the API endpoint. APIs. There are several types of APIs. Many APIs are used to interact with a database, such that we would be able to specify the requested table and the requested row within our API query, and then use an HTTP method to perform the operation needed. For example, for the API.php endpoint in our example, if we wanted to update the city table in the database, and the row we will be updating has a city name of London, then the URL would look something like this. Code, bash. curl exput http URL. snib. CRUD. As we can see, we can easily specify the table and the row we want to perform an operation on through such APIs. Then we may utilize different HTTP methods to perform different operations on that row. In general, APIs perform four main operations on the requested database entity. Operation HTTP method description. Create post adds the specified data to the database table. Read get reads the specified entity from the database table. Update put updates the data of the specified database table. Delete removes the specified row from the database table.
I forgot to do one thing. There we go.
These four operations are mainly linked to the commonly known CRUD APIs, but the same principle is also used in REST APIs and several other types of APIs. Of course, not all APIs work in the same way, and the user access control will limit what actions we can perform and what results we can see. The Introduction to Web Applications module further explains these concepts, so you may refer to it for more details about APIs and their usage. Read. The first thing we will do when interacting with an API is reading data. As mentioned earlier, we can simply specify the table name after the API, e.g. /city, and then specify our search term, e.g. /London, as follows. CRUD API. D1550 LV3D at HTB/HTB $curl HTTP URL. City _name : London, country _name : UK. We see that the result is sent as a JSON string. To have it properly formatted in JSON format, we can pipe the output to the JQ utility, which will format it properly. We will also silent any unneeded curl output with S, as follows. CRUD API. D1550 LV3D at HTB/HTB $curl SHTTP URL. JQ. City _name. As we can see, we got the output in a nicely formatted output. We can also provide a search term and get all matching results. CRUD API. D1550 LV3D at HTB/HTB $curl SHTTP URL. JQ. Finally, we can pass an empty string to retrieve all entries in the table. CRUD API. D1550 LV3D at HTB/HTB $curl SHTTP URL. JQ. City _name, London. Country _name, UK. City _name, Birmingham. Country _name, UK. City _name, Leeds. Country _name, UK. snib. Try visiting any of the above links using your browser, to see how the result is rendered. Create. To add a new entry, we can use an HTTP post request, which is quite similar to what we have performed in the previous section. We can simply post our JSON data, and it will be added to the table. As this API is using JSON data, we will also set the content type header to JSON, as follows. CRUD API. D1550 LV3D at HTB/HTB $curl x post HTTP URL. D city underscore name colon HTB underscore city, country underscore name colon HTBH content type, application slash JSON. Now, we can read the content of the city we added, HTB underscore city, to see if it was successfully added. CRUD API. D1550 LV3D at HTB/HTB $curl s HTTP URL. JQ. City underscore name, HTB underscore city.
For create, we
Country
have to
underscore
use
name,
post.
HTB. As we can see, a new city was created, which did not exist before. Exercise: try adding a new city through the browser DevTools, by using one of the fetch post requests you used in the previous section. Update. Now that we know how to read and write entries through APIs, let's start discussing two other HTTP methods we have not used so far, put and delete. As mentioned at the beginning of the section, put is used to update API entries and modify their details, while delete is used to remove a specific entity. Note, the HTTP patch method may also be used to update API entries instead of put. To be precise, patch is used to partially update an entry, only modify some of its data, e.g. only city underscore name, while put is used to update the entire entry. We may also use the HTTP options method to see which of the two is accepted by the server, and then use the appropriate method accordingly.
Okay.
In this section, we will be focusing on the put method, though their usage is quite similar. Using put is quite similar to post in this case, with the only difference being that we have to specify the name of the entity we want to edit in the URL, otherwise the API will not know which entity to edit. So, all we have to do is specify the city name in the URL, change the request method to put, and provide the JSON data like we did with post, as follows. CRUD API. D1550 LV3D at HTB/HTB $curl x put HTTP URL. D city underscore name colon new underscore HTB underscore city, country underscore name colon HTBH content type, application slash JSON. We see in the example above that we first specified /city/London as our city, and passed a JSON string that contained city underscore name colon new underscore HTB underscore city in the request data. So, the London city should no longer exist, and a new city with the name new underscore HTB underscore city should exist. Let's try reading both to confirm. CRUD API. D1550 LV3D at HTB/HTB $curl s HTTP URL. JQ. CRUD API. D1550 LV3D at HTB/HTB $curl s HTTP URL. JQ. City underscore name, new underscore HTB underscore city. Country underscore name, HTB. Indeed, we successfully replaced the old city name with the new city. Note, in some APIs, the update operation may be used to create new entries as well. Basically, we would send our data, and if it does not exist, it would create it. For example, finally, let's try to delete a city, which is as easy as reading a city. We simply specify the city name for the API and use the HTTP delete method, and it would delete the entry, as follows. CRUD API. D1550 LV3D at HTB/HTB $curl x delete HTTP URL. CRUD API. D1550 LV3D at HTB/HTB $curl s HTTP URL. JQ. As we can see, after we deleted new underscore HTB underscore city, we get an empty array when we try reading it, meaning it no longer exists.
True.
Exercise: try to delete any of the cities you added earlier through post requests, and then read all entries to confirm that they were successfully deleted. With this, we are able to perform all 4 CRUD operations through curl. In a real web application, such actions may not be allowed for all users, or it would be considered a vulnerability if anyone can modify or delete any entry. Each user would have certain privileges on what they can read or write, where write refers to adding, modifying, or deleting data. To authenticate our user to use the API, we would need to pass a cookie or an authorization header, e.g. JWT, as we did in an earlier section. Other than that, the operations are similar to what we practiced in this section. /1 spawns left. Waiting to start. Questions. Answer the question, S, below to complete this section in.
First, try to update any city's name to be flag, then delete any city. Once done, search for a city named flag to get the flag. Any city's name. What? First, try to update any city's name to be flag. Then delete any city. Once done, search for a city named flag. Da, 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 da. So put and then I have to go hit city. Doesn't exist. I personally don't want to do this, but I feel like I should. So let's just do the last bit of the exercise. Then I'm glad that we're done with this. Oh my god, I was supposed to put something on my head. Like, Daniel's all acting rough. It's not hard. I mean, it's shit. It's supposed to put that on my head yesterday. I forgot about it. Wait. Okay. Um. Yep. On to the last task of the day. Mm, mm. Oh shit! I accidentally killed. Uh. I, okay, so it doesn't have a UI. Uh. It's, okay. Let's just HTTP. I'm assuming admin being the flag. Admin control control right? Uh okay. Let's do this again. So we're using basic auto user. It did generate the basic auto token for me. P64 one. It didn't generate any cookie for me, meaning that there probably isn't any. Uh, go back. It's API.php city. Oh wow, there's a bunch of cities. Um, don't really need this, I guess, but to quickly do this, I had a feeling. But JQ, it's down, failed writing. What does JQ get doing? Forgetting that part. So we see that the result is set as JSON string. To have it properly formatted in JSON, we can pipe down. Badge command not found. Failed to writing body. Okay, the JQ command is not found. And I guess I have to download uh Google command JQ. There we go. So we got the shit in JSON. I like this. I actually like this better. Um again, there are a bunch of cities. Let's try Baltimore, US. City uh Baltimore. Here we go. We got it. And we would like to change this, right? That's the idea. What does the S do? Yeah, it just gives us a shit. Anything with leaves. Great. We would like to update this. Oof. Dash D parameter. Dash D parameter. Gives the city name as what was the one you do? Try to update into city's name to be flag to flag for some reason. And what was it? Country name can still be same, I guess. Uh, country name in this case is West. Then delete any city. Uh, content type and isn't that necessary though, but I'll add the header. I guess. Hash page content type be unmatched close braces. Don't away. My God. Huh? Huh? What? What? Well, Baltimore's still there. Can I get something with the name Flag? I'm getting Flag as well. What? What? Did I not specify the specific foot parameter? Yeah, I didn't specify the foot parameter. That is why. Oh my God, I hate myself. So I gotta delete two. First of all, I gotta specify the X parameter. Search for flag. So I'll get two flags, and then I have to remove one, and then I have to remove another one. Amazing. That is just amazing. Uh, Given how I have two values of flags, this is I wasn't really focused on how delete was working. So both were deleted, right? Like I just need to change Memphis to flag again. Yeah, Memphis. There you go. Dash B, or if we move on dash X put Memphis is not there, but if I go with got the flag, there we go. Great. The web request module has been done. Woo. I don't think I want to share this. Um, I don't know, man. Just share it on LinkedIn, I guess. Uh, if my LinkedIn was with this file. Uh, jail is offline. Oh, jail is insanely hard. Whoa. Um, complete the module. That's a pretty good module. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I've shared it, I guess. Continue your path. So yeah. Uh, how long was the stream though? 2 hours, I guess. 2 hours. Previous was also 2 hours. I think like 4.5 hours to complete this. Given I was very, very lax, so I was also setting up the stream and eating and a bunch of other stuff. Um, personally speaking, personally, I feel like this module could be completed in less than 3 hours, I guess. Not that hard. Someone who knows what he's doing should be able to complete this in less than 3 hours. Someone like me who's fucking lazy and likes to just move around a lot. Um, yeah, and talk as well. And also streaming. So someone like me, I guess this was completed in pretty good time, I guess. Anyways, the next module is long as fuck. Uh, it has one, two, three, four, five, six. It has almost six clusters of sections, and because I have, I guess, till Monday to complete this, I have to be very, very fast with all of it. There are almost, I guess, there are like 17 sections in this one. So I'm thinking that tomorrow I'll do the first cluster of section and the second cluster of section. Then on Sunday I can do front end vulnerability, which is the third cluster, the fourth cluster, and I'll try to squeeze in back end vulnerabilities as well. If not, then we're gonna have to go to Monday and complete back end vulnerabilities and the next step, which are basically just they're like three sections. So within 2 days, this should pretty much sum it up. Great. Um, I'll try to do more as well on the weekends because well, I game as well, so I might just stream and play games, and I will also be looking at some. Uh, I'll also be going back to the knowledge check thingy, so I'll also complete that module, the getting started module, the pen testing one. I'll have it completed. And that's it. Guess that's it for me. Uh, right. Bye bye. I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time? Probably not. Probably a little later. Like probably stream at around 11 a.m. in my time, or 12 p.m. maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I'll stream after some time. Okay. Bye bye.